Hip routine number 3, people. Let's go have some fun. So go ahead and sit yourself down. We're gonna come into a comfortable squat. If you need to elevate your heels, no problem. Find some books, some shoes, a ledge, everything works. We're just gonna try to be nice and comfortable. Now from here, we're gonna go into squat prayers. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring my elbows into the inside of my knees. I'm gonna push my palms together and then down. That's gonna bring my knees out. And then I reverse the motion by pulling my knees in. Now what I want you to play with is this counter force. So each time my elbows push out, my knees resist. And then when my knees come in, my elbows resist. Now this little counter play, this little counter interaction is gonna really help us loosen our hips by firing up those muscles, which then can relax afterwards. Go ahead and relax afterwards right now. Bounce it out and then go find yourself to a seated position. Seated, that is. Now we're gonna go into 90-90 rotations, our classic, but this time, in this third routine, we're gonna go the delayed version. Absolutely love this version. Now what does delayed mean? Watch me here, left knee goes up. I keep my right knee down on the floor as long as I can. Bam, I realize my limit is there. Then my knee comes up and I find my other side. So again here, guys, make sure your feet stay exactly where they are. My feet are not traveling around in the grass. Well, there was a little bit of an inchworm there, but otherwise we're not gonna move. We're just gonna bring our knee up and then follow the other one. Notice this is really a slow movement because I wanna fire up my hip. I wanna ask my hip, hey, open up from the inside out. So just make it nice and slow here. Keep your hips open as long as you can. And as you notice, I really do my best. I mean, maybe you don't notice, but this is me doing my best to keep my posture upright. So what I'm doing is I'm trying to avoid any turtle shell rolling of my back. And if that's the case, then don't lift your feet, your hands off the floor. If you feel comfortable and you want to go for a little bit more of a challenge, go ahead and lift your hands off the floor and try to keep this slow and open rotation without any hand supporting you. Okay, beautiful. Last little rotation, finding ourselves on the right side. Now from here, we're gonna go into a beautiful movement. The 90-90 lift we did in the last routine. This time we're gonna do the lift and add a second step, which is the deep lunge. For the first two, just to get used to it, one on each side, keep your back knee on the floor and just work to find that coordination and balance. So use your hands, no problem, or no hands, also no problem. Find the end position and then bring your knee forward, back knees on the floor, get a nice and deep stretch in the front of your hips here. Now this is the key moment. Bam, I find that 90-90 position again. I switch sides. Now what I wanna do on the next rep is as I come up, I find my front foot planted firmly. Now my back foot comes up. So you put your toes into the ground, lift the back knee off the ground and engage and squeeze that peachy booty. Now the more I can engage my glute of the back leg, the more the front of my hip is gonna open. You're gonna see that again in a second and I'll let you know exactly why. Make sure the transition phase is still nice and juicy, nice and slow, working and building on what we did just before. Now again here, I lift up, I engage my left glute, I really avoid arching my back, but keep a neutral spine. And what feels really nice to me, so you go ahead and try that out, is bringing my hands up. Now breathe deeply here. Breathe deeply. A lot of stretches happening here and really work to find that nice arching rotational movement as you come back down into the 90-90 position. Lifting up here again. So the reason when I engage my right glute in this case, the antagonist, the opposite muscle group, the opposite side of the body is gonna be enabled to open up. So the more I can engage here, and that means straightening my knee out as far as I feel comfortable doing so and really squeezing my glute, it's gonna open the front of my hip, allowing me to sit further in to the front. Now I know these can be quite challenging for our coordination, balance, a lot of things are happening, going on. So just feel free to go back to the start of this exercise and try it out again, or otherwise use your hands to support you in finding your positions. Get a nice big stretch. No problem in using your hands as you come down to find your position. That was the last one. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for trying these out with me. These have really helped me in the long run find a lot more looseness and fun in my hips. All right, thank you.